The question was that the exhibits or the items that you observed there in the kitchen and in the dining room, the hat, the crutch, and the cans of alcohol in the dining room, did it then and then inform you that there's an incident that occurred in the house?
Manje ke bengisakuzwe ngaphambilini ukuthi konke lokho wakubona isiqoko ikrachi amakano otshwala ukuthi lokho ke kwase kukutshela ke manje noma kuse kuba inkomba ke kwena ukuthi kunesahlakalo esenzeka phakathi endlini.
Cha kimi kwakungena qomba.
No, to me it was not an indication.
Okay, now before you went to hospital and instructed Mr. Zandi Kumalo to lock the house up, did you take any steps to secure the evidence that you saw in the kitchen and in the dining room?
Ngaphambilini kokuthi ke ubusucela ke yena ke ubaba uKhumalo ukuthi aphinda avaleke ngaba khona yini nakuzama ke noma nakwenza ukuthi nje ni secure ke lobo bufakazi lobo enabona lapho phakathi endlini.
Manje ubufakazi usho ama crashes nesiqoko.
Referring to the crutch as well as the hat
and the beer cans.
Namakan.
Cha.
No.
Yeah, but not today. It was one of those day where I not today in the Senzomiwa case. I said him Thank you very much for coming here. And you know what I'm saying? You know what you did? Even though we disbelieve what you told us, simply because we also have your version in the previous trial, leave that alone. But I don't know if in this one, should I say, Sergeant Mthethwa exposed Nthabiseng and some of the people that were in the house, or Nthabiseng exposed Sergeant Mthethwa. There are so many lies that we came across, you know what I'm saying? But again, in this particular video, I want us to talk about the you know what I'm saying? We are focusing in one advocate. You know, today it's so super interesting. Now, remember that according to Popola, the advocate. Look, sorry, man, I almost say the advocate, but yeah, the public figure Zandi Kumalo. She told us that she went back with it was her, Kelly Kumalo, Makumalo. She named the others, Tumelo, and I forgot the others. That according to Zandi Kumalo, right? Do you remember that? Oibo, today, Sergeant Mthethwa comes to court and he tells the court that, okay, no. There was a complaint that we received, right? So we came into the house. We then we did what we were supposed to do, no problem. And then we realized that we were just trying to make sure that look, is it true that this thing is okay in this house? And then we were told that people that can explain this are at the hospital. So we drove to the hospital. But when we came back with only Makumalo. Remember, Nthabiseng also had said that no. Zandi Kumalo is lying because I'm the one that went back with Makumalo, and the police says no. Zandi Kumalo and Nthabiseng are lying. Actually, I'm the one that went with Makumalo. Guys, you know what? Who's telling the truth and who's lying? It's so sad that in this case we've got witnesses who are members of the SAPS who now we have to doubt their credibility. And if we doubt the credibility of members of the SAPS, then who are we left to trust if we can't trust our own SAPS? It doesn't expose that did occur today. A big bomb, you know what I'm saying? Pow, pow, pow. But before we start with the pow, 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 okay, we need to start with this one. Are you interested to know more about all of the upcoming evidence that I'm about to bring here? Then if you are, please stick around. As you stick around, there's only one favor that I'm requesting from you guys, and that favor is that you subscribe, you like the video, and you do comment in the comment section below. Why do you need to do all of these nice things, good people? You need to do this because doing it does help out a lot when it comes to the YouTube algorithm to promote and spread this video to as many people as possible. Definitely, good people, the power here is in your hands. Please exercise that power in favor of this video. Good people, you need to watch this video till the end. Good people, you need to like the video. So far, we're doing well. I've seen some of the videos, we're sitting on 1,000 likes. I'm like, wow, and even the watch time, people are now watching this video longer. And guys, now I think we need to do a little bit more now by watching the ads, because the finances are not financing. Remember, good people, we now have the join button. You can join, become a member of this YouTube channel from as little as 20 rand. We will discuss topics that you guys like us to discuss. Right. So there's a lot that needs to be done here. Lastly. I've put up a post here where I was asking people to say, I don't want to call you subscribers. I want to give you a dignified name. So am I going to call you the tribe? That's a name that is suggested there, or the intruders. You know what I'm saying? That's the name that is suggested there. You can also suggest your names as well. I will highly appreciate that. Get into the comment section below. Let the conversation begin. But again, before the conversation begin in terms of the names and all the stuff, we need to start here. Now remember, Zandi Kumalo stands there and tells us that no. Actually, when we go to the hospital, they did indicate that the police were there, right? And yeah, we got that, no problem. So we need to say something today. Okay, fine, we get there. Now, Zandi Kumalo tells us that, okay, she came back with Makumalo. She names these people now, right? Nthabiseng then took a stand, I think, just few days after Zandi Kumalo. Nthabiseng tells us that, no, actually, Zandi Kumalo, she's lying. I'm the one that went back with the police. It was me and Makumalo. And the police now, they took a stand today. Guess what they said? They said, no, we don't even know who's that lady. You know what, to begin with, we don't even know who's that. Secondly, it was us and Makumalo. We were busy taking a statement on our way. So now I want you to tell me, that was expose number one. Who is lying? Who is telling us the lies? Popola, the public figure. Look, Zandi Kumalo. Nthabiseng, the police. Sergeant Mteto took a stand today. Now, there's something today that happened, right? Where just when the police, there's this thing, advocate by lawyers got the tendency of stopping witnesses. Just when they were always, you must notice this, just when they are about to reveal a crucial evidence, then he stops them. When Sergeant Mteto was about to explain the issue of the head and how Makumalo sold the head and picked the head, just when he was about to explain how Makumalo tampered with the evidence. You know what I'm saying? In terms of the head that has been said that I think Tumelo spoke a lot about that head, right? Just when this guy was about to explain that, hey, Advocate Baloyi. Right. Another thing that also happened, remember, Kelly Kumalo told us in one of her shows that actually I'm the one that made Senzo Meyiwa famous. Then Sergeant Mteto gets there and Sergeant Mteto says that okay, fine, everything that have happened, we drove to the whole hospital. Just when we got to the hospital, there was a BMW that came out. There was a lady in that BMW. She explained herself as being Senzo Meyiwa's baby mama. And guess who's that? Is none other than Kelly Kumalo. Then she tells us, she narrated the story to him, and then they went and see the body, and then he was asked, did you recognize that? And he said that, yes, he knew that this was Senzo Meyiwa, the person that we have been seeing on television. So the police knew Senzo Meyiwa, not Kelly Kumalo. And Kelly Kumalo claimed she made Senzo Meyiwa famous. Do you see what I'm trying to say? You know what I'm saying? We've been seeing Abo Makumalo here, Abo Kelly Kumalo here, playing us. And it is those things that makes us see that, you know what, you guys have got a lot to answer. What also came out here was that the fact that Makumalo failed to call the police, right? But Makumalo had the audacity to call her brother to come and do what was necessary in that house. It's so fascinating, and at the same time, yet people want us to believe that no, this was just a robbery gone wrong. You need to be lenient on the Kumalos. What? We don't get it. These people couldn't call an ambulance. These people couldn't call a police. But they were able to call their brother. And today we know for a fact that the person who called the police, it's the Ngasha families. Bona, all they knew was Kelly Kumalo knew that she needed to call Chikotwala, and her mother, she knew that she needed to call her brother. But nobody thought of an ambulance, nobody thought to call a police, and today we are expected, for some strange reasons, to believe them. And say, oh, Mom, the Kumalosi, shame on, the Kumalosi, it was just a butler. What? Over my dead body. I'm never gonna do that, right? So I'm never gonna do that. I'm not doing that. So now another thing that came out as well during this evidence was that, okay, fine, there was some sort of a noise that was heard right there. We're going somewhere. Me, I'm just highlighting the key things that we saw there, right? So it appeared like people were drunk in that house, right? That's the evidence that we got today. But you must remember, most of what happened today, it's more about the crime scene. So today we are debating the crime scene, and boy, Advocate Msholo, we'll talk about Advocate Msholo, but wow, yeah, that woman, she came prepared, she came gun blazing, and she was like, wow. So one of the questions that was asked by Advocate Baloy, Mthethwa pointed everything out to Captain Lokozwane, and he then took Makumalo and interviewed her. Then the photographer arrived, and Baloy, do you know his name? And says, Mthethwa says he introduced himself as Constable Mosia. Now there's a reason I'm mentioning this constable. Constable Mosia is the guy that confirmed that Senzo Meyiwa was killed with a revolver. We have it on record. I'm waiting to hear what he's going to say. Is he going to say to us that no, he was killed by a 9mm? I'm waiting because now Gadla was found with a 9mm, but this constable previously told us that this guy, I have it on record. He previously told us that Senzo Meyiwa was killed with a gun, and the name of that gun is a revolver. So pay attention to this. So Advocate Sergeant told a story that he handed over these things, right? And then the other thing that also came out was that from Sergeant Mthethwa was that what he found on the crime scene was only 2 cans of alcohol, right? That's the only thing that he found. But remember, we're going somewhere. Please mark those words. We're going somewhere. Remember, there was a pool of alcohol that was found there. So 2 cans of alcohol couldn't make this whole house wet. To get the point, we're going somewhere with this thing, right? Mthethwa, myself, Matebula. Now, how many people were there? He says that myself, Matebula, Captain Zwane, I wouldn't say they referred to Mosia because when we went outside, he remained inside. We then decided to go back to the police station and completed the docket. So that's when he was talking about the docket. And then he also says that, the tax, while they were busy there, the reason they left the crime scene, it is simply because Brigadier Ndlovu arrived and they were told that now they could be excused because Brigadier Ndlovu is from a task team. No problem. We says that, no problem. Now, there was an issue of a pocketbook that came out during this cross-examination to say the best possible way you can remember what happened, it is your pocketbook. Only to be told that the pocketbook, in order for them to get the new one, they must take the old ones to them, and then voila, their pocketbook was destroyed. So so also we then had to learn about the fact that they received a call about an incident that is happening at Mzamo Street in Vosloorus at about it was about 20:53, where that means will be 7 minutes to 9. Please note the time, right? It was 26 October, and then it was Sergeant Mthethwa, Umatebula, and 2 students. Pay attention to the fact that the people that responded into that crime, it was 4 people. Pay attention to the fact that the time in which this guy is saying they were called in Ayo, it is the 2053, which is 3 minutes to 9. Pay attention to that, because if you had listened to Zandi Kumalo previously testifying on the very same matter, you will notice that according to them, this incident didn't happen at this time. At this time, Senzo Mayiwa had already been declared dead at the hospital. Do you see where I'm going? So you need to pay attention to such things. But also pay attention to the fact that there were 4 people in the car. Remember what we are debating today? We are debating tampering with the crime scene. 4 people in the car, 4 police, right? And if you follow the sequence of these 4 police being in the vehicle, it makes sense. You know why? I'm going to tell you this. It makes sense. It makes sense that if they only could accommodate Makumalo, it makes sense Makumalo becomes the person number 5. 2 people, the driver and the passenger, will sit at the front. 3 people will sit at the back. It makes sense, the story of Sergeant Mteto. But the one of Nthabiseng doesn't make sense, that she came back with the police vehicle. Do you see where I'm going with that? But also pay attention to the fact that there were 4 people. She arrives into that house, right? And then when she arrives into that house, I mean, not she, but when the police arrived into that house, couldn't find anybody. Instead of leaving 2 cops, driving with 2 cops, they all drove to the hospital, to get the point, and leaving these people and giving them enough time to continue tamper with a crime scene, right? So also he told us that when he gets there, there was a person that introduced himself as Zandi Kumalo, and you know what I'm saying. So yeah, in the midst of all of that, there was, look, we had a lot of questions to say. Wait, look, Sergeant Mteto tells us that no, I know the area, it's very close, right? No problem. So we then had to ask the question to say, Longo Twala escaped the house. The police station was 6 kilometers away. So if you escape the house and you don't know where the police station is, chances are you go out and you ask around, where is the police station? If you can't call the police, then you rush to the police station. If the police station is that close, how is it that Longwe couldn't go to the police station? At least run to the police station, because 6 kilometers, guys, it's possible. I used to run 10 kilometers a day. You know what I'm saying? Last year I was doing that. This year I've stopped because of my health. I couldn't continue anymore. But we've got a guy that failed to run 6 kilometers. You know what I'm saying? Still today he wants to convince us that he just disappeared on the scene for nothing. Tetra tells us that when he got into the house, he couldn't say that this was a house of a crime. This was a house that is a crime scene of that magnitude, where Senzo Mayiwa has been shot. It has taken place here. You know what I'm saying? So the question that then we had there was like, wait a minute. So what made it so clean and nice, so much so that you couldn't even tell that there was a crime scene here? This place now is a crime scene. So you know what I'm saying? So then he told us the story of BMW and how they stopped them at the hospital and all the stuff. Yeah, there were quite a number of things that somehow I was like, Sergeant Mteto, there are things here that to me it's not make sure. You know what I'm saying? There are things that icon. But okay, let's continue. Okay, remember that in all of these things, I'm summing up a lot of things here. And then I'm trying to pinpoint the most important things that we need to pay attention to. Nevertheless, fine, we got introduced to those minor details and all the stuff. But then let's go back now. They are back into the hospital, back with Makumalo. And now he's starting to give us some evidence and say that what they saw was a bullet projectile on the kitchen door, and then so he pointed at the court where that projectile was. You know what I'm saying? So yes, I think that's what happened. And then what else did we saw when that happened, right? What else did this Mtetwa a guy told us that is quite important. Now let's get into this one. Advocate Ramasepele began asking some serious questions here. Now even that evidence hey, that guy was on fire because he asked the question of a notebook to say, if he says, let's first agree that this thing took place long time ago. So I've already spoken about the memory, the book thing, right? So he says, since that thing it has happened long time ago, so we are most likely to forget. And I'm like, oh, come on, Advocate Ramasepele. Come on, Ramasepele. And then he's like, no problem. So what will remind you is the notebook. So where's the notebook? Oh, the notebook is bent. Done and dusted. So, don't ask me why. But we were told after 3 years they banned them. You know what I'm saying? Don't ask me why they found others of look that way back of 2016. Why? You know what I'm saying? Don't ask me all of this inconsistency there. But Advocate Ramasepele was on something here. You know what I'm saying? So Advocate Ramasepele asked this question. Remember, we are dealing with the crime scene here. So he says that, okay, so how many of you were in the car? Remember that I said to you, remember that question? Advocate Ramasepele was onto that to say, there were 4 of you, yet you couldn't leave 2 and go, at least travel with 2, so that the others 2 secure the crime scene. They couldn't do that, right? Ramasepele, when you arrived at the crime scene, did you see a Honda Ballet parked outside? This is important. And this man says, no, there was no Honda Ballet there. Guys, you know lies. I've got the tendency of catching up with you. Nthabiseng previously testified that she was sitting with Yolanda outside the yard. You know what I'm saying? And so as they were seated outside, they were inside the car, she's the one that saw the intruder. So if you take this story and you say, no problem, we're gonna go with this, you realize that, so it means that Nthabiseng lied to us because this police found no car outside. There was no car outside, no problem. So let's say then we give them a benefit of the doubt and say, probably they traveled with this, they followed these people who went to the hospital. We say, we give them the benefit of the doubt right there. We leave them. So, okay, Mthetho confirmed that the docket was registered and blah, blah, blah. Ramasepele, was there a reason to get into the house when you were told that anybody who knew what had transpired was at the hospital? Mthetho says, we wanted to see if the incident took place inside the house or it was their blood or not. You know what I'm saying? No problem. Ramasepele, at the first look, as a first responder of the scene, there are certain protocols that need to be followed. Mthetho says yes, and then Ramasepele says the primary responder needs to ensure that everyone is safe and ensure that the key they receive help. But this was not the case, right? I was like, yeah, Ramasepele is going somewhere here. So he says yes, that was not the case because like there's a within the constitution there's an act, I forgot with number one. It says that a life of a human being take precedent over property and all this stuff. So you cannot just rush to secure a crime scene when there's somebody that is dying. You need to first attend to the person that is dying. Now that law says that it's the same law. If you have done your firearm license, it says that you can't kill a person who is stealing your phone. You can't steal a person that is stealing your laptop. You get a point? You can't steal a person who's stealing your car, because a life of a human being, you can't kill that person because a life of a human being take precedent over property. You see that point? So they are following that act. I forgot its number one in the constitution. So if you have done your firearm, you'll remind me in the comment section below, because that's where it is highly highlighted. You know what I'm saying? In your look during your firearm training at school, that is where it is highly highlighted. It comes across many times and it explained in different ways. In this case, then you know for a fact that no problem, a life is now being saved or taken to the hospital. So the next key important thing is to protect the crime scene. That is where Advocate Ramasepele was going. You know what I'm saying with his thing. So he says that traveled back and then they went back with Makumalo and then again Nthabiseng look advocate the dispute that sorry Usechen Mthethwa dispute that she even saw Nthabiseng and all the stuff. Mthethwa further tells the court that they did not ensure any of the evidence that was there at the crime scene that include the head and the crutches. So that is now where you started to show that the defense is at work now. They are busy cracking people here. So you couldn't prioritize securing the crime scene, the crutches, and all the stuff. You couldn't prioritize in securing those things. You just went to the hospital so that you can go find the person. Guys, we are led. Somebody says that. So now another thing that also during the conversation, during this thing advocate Ramasepele, the other thing that came out was the fact that when the police when they arrived into the incident, there was a woman that approached them and told them that, hey, these people went into this direction. And Nabo, remember the question that has been asked to say, the neighbors just went chasing after people that are not people that they don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with the police. They went and just ran after there. You know what I'm saying? Chasing for people whom they don't know. That's what actually today transpired. Ramasepele Nthabiseng says that he traveled back with you. Nthabiseng Makete says she traveled back to the house with the police, and Makumalo Mthethwa says, first of all, I don't even know who's that person. Mina, I only travel with so that's why I said to you, who's lying here? Who's lying here? Did you know that on the night realizing the victim had been taken to the hospital, did you secure the crime scene? We've already covered that one. The crime scene was never secured. You know what I'm saying? So just for food for thoughts in this one that we need to talk about, we need to ask this question. Advocate Ramasepele, who killed Senzo Meyiwa, Tumela Madlala, I don't know. Mtogo ran away from the house. Zandile ran away to cover into the for a cover into the bathroom. Tumelo ran into the bedroom. Longo ran out. Now, so who are we left with? The key witnesses that are not being called. We are left with Zandi Kumalo. We are left with Kelly Kumalo and Makumalo. And Makumalo has been highlighted into this one. I hope you get what I'm saying, because Tumelo ran, Mtogo ran, Zandi Kumalo ran. You know what I'm saying? Everybody disappeared on the crime scene, and they left the intruder. Mtogo ran away with the other intruder. So the person that was left, it's the other intruder, Zandi Kumalo, Kelly Kumalo, Makumalo, and Senzo Meyiwa. So these two, Makumalo and Kelly Kumalo, have a lot to explain. But if you have noticed today, Makumalo's name has been highly highlighted, and it is for a reason that her name has been highly highlighted into this one. Utige Umthethwa, when she speaks about this, she said that when he speaks about this, coming back, they also checked, and then they checked the dining room, and there was nothing much. There was 2 cans of liquor. That is what we learned from here. Utige, we asked us to allow to look around and open the kitchen door for us. We saw crutches that was close to the sink and near the stove. That's what we saw. There's an evidence that is coming up, by the way. So yeah. Mthethwa tells the court that when they arrived at the Kumalo house, they were met by Themba Kumalo, who is a family uncle. You know what I'm saying? Themba told us that he was called by his sister to come and look after the house as she was on her way to the hospital. So yeah, when it comes to Advocate Ramasepele, he did a lot of damage himself. You know what I'm saying? Very cool and collected, but a lot of damage was done right there. You know what I'm saying? So we saw quite a number of, we saw a lot of evidence that has been leaking right there to say what exactly had transpired into that house. So where we saw that a crime scene here has been messed up with. That's exactly what Advocate Ramasepele did today. He actually revealed to us that now from the time when the police stepped out of their vehicle, or from the time when they responded to the crime scene, there was some dodgy dealings right there. You know what I'm saying? And it will later be revealed as we are gonna be dealing with Advocate Mshololo, where she took the police and just removed their clothes and she left them naked and showed us that no. There was somehow when you look, or when you as you zoom a little bit closer into this, you can somehow presume that certain things were done deliberately into this crime scene. Protocol was violated. You know what I'm saying? So Advocate Ramasepele has now highlighted the fact that Nthabiseng lied to us, Zandi Kumalo lied to us, Makumalo tampered with the crime scene, and that is what Advocate Ramasepele did exceptionally well in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? The other advocates as well, they continued, but wow, Advocate Ramasepele had already dismantled Lokusagent Mtetwa big time. So yeah, that is what personally I saw unfolding in front of my eyes. Right. So having said this, yeah, guys, I want us to ask some necessary question here. How are we going to, who are we supposed to believe? We're going to give Nthabiseng the benefit of the doubt that when the police arrived, the body was already taken out to the hospital. And Nthabiseng told us that they followed that family to the hospital. So we will give her the benefit of the doubt and say, okay, that's why the police did not see the car parked outside. You know what I'm saying? Provided that the testimony from Yolanda will also attest that they used their car to accompany the Kumalos to Butselong Hospital. In that way, Nthabiseng will say at least she was close. But in terms of the intruders and all the stuff, if she were to be proven lying there, then even the story of how she saw people running after the first bang and blah 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 would have been nil and void. So in that aspect, we pack it a little bit for Nthabiseng, because we can no longer say these people are telling us the truth, right? So we go back and visit the first thing that we were told by Popola Zandi, the public figure, Kumalo. You're gonna love me, Zandi Kumalo. You're gonna love me for this one. So she had told us that they returned back to the house with the BMW X6. It was Zandi Kumalo, Kelly Kumalo, Makumalo, Dumelo. I just forgot the others, right? And then Nthabiseng disputed that and say, no. I'm the one that got into the police van. Then we looked into the police van and we say, wait a minute. There were four police into that vehicle. Usually they drive a Range Rover, not Range Rover, man, Ford Ranger. So they can only carry up to 5 people, 2 people at the front, 3 people at the back. It makes sense. But as soon as now this woman says, no. And Nthabiseng says, Mina, I went back with Makumalo. And yeah, guys, there's so many lies. I'm going to tell you something. Zandi Kumalo, I went back with Makumalo. And then Nthabiseng says, no, Zandi Kumalo did not return with Makumalo. I'm the one that returned with Makumalo with the police. And the police says, hey, we're the one that returned with Makumalo. Nthabiseng, we don't even know who's that, right? Zandi Kumalo, I'm the one. Look, we were with Tumelo in the car. Tumelo says, hey, I was not in the BMW X6. I went back to the Kumalo with an unknown lady to me. She was busy comforting on my way. What are we supposed to believe? Right there. Forget about the crime scene that has been tampered with. What are we're going to talk about it in a separate video. Forget about the crime scene that has been tampered with. What are we supposed to believe in all of this? I'm asking you, because a lot of us some people are accusing us of being biased, blah blah blah. We see that in the comment section below, in my comment, where people, yeah, you guys have taken side. So I'm asking on the basis of what I've just told you, where at least if there's a mistake, at least we expect one person to at least make that mistake. But it can't be that Zandi Kumalo tells a different story, and Nthabiseng tells a different story, the police tells a different story about the same thing. 3 people telling us, in fact, Tumelo, you've got Zandi Kumalo that says, no, it was me, Makumalo, Kelly, Tumelo, and I forgot the others. Tumelo says, no, I returned, we're back with with an unknown lady. And Nthabiseng, no, I returned with Makumalo back. The police says we don't know Nthabiseng. We returned with Makumalo. So Makumalo was in with 3 people here. It just doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? How did they stretch Makumalo here? We're talking about the same thing that happened. If it happened at 5 o'clock, 5 p.m. I make an example, or 9 p.m. at night. We're talking about the same thing here. But Makumalo is being depicted into, or is being said to be in different vehicle. Zandi Kumalo, I was with my mom. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about, we're still going to get back to the crime scene. Right there, there's a lot of inconsistency. Are we supposed to ignore all of this and say, no, the Kumalos? I'm asking you, the advocate for the Kumalos. By the way, you must check them in the comment section below. They are there. Everything that we say, they discredit it. You know what I'm saying? They discredit everything. Whether it's facts or not, they just want to discredit everything that we say. But nevertheless, we're not going to pay attention to them. What's your take when? Having said all of this, I will see you guys on the next video. But until then, please take care.